I've come to realize that AI is part of our lives. We can't run away from artificial intelligence. It's here to stay, and it's up to us what we make of it. Running away from it is just like running away from your own shadows. And can you really run away from your shadows? The answer is no, you can't. It's with you everywhere you go, everything you do. I know there are mechanisms that are out there trying to know, okay, let's figure out, is this artificially, I don't know, just some policing of the internet. Like Elon Musk said, he said the greatest danger that is out there is not the weapon of mass destruction, is artificial intelligence, because we are training it to be much more creative than the average human being. So let's flip right through it, okay? So we're focusing on leaders leveraging AI. But before I come to this, I wanted to introduce our guest today, so I'll probably just move quickly. Abiba Balogun is a multilingual organization effective consultant, diversity, equity, and inclusion specialist, and a leadership coach with over 28 years of leadership and management experience. As a transformative leader, she has worked with local and global organizations in the private, public, and development sector across 4 continents. Tell me if you wouldn't want to learn from such an individual, including anglophone. Oh, parlez-vous français? Je ne sais
Oui, je parle français, absolument.
Ah, c'est bon, mais parle un peu français. And Anglo and Francophone West Africa and all over Nigeria, including the Niger Delta and Northeast region. Abiba's commitment to education and mentoring is evident. And that speaks to why I've been closely, like from afar, following what she's doing. And I honor you for the work you're doing. And mentoring is evident through our role as a faculty member for prestigious institutions like Lagos Business School, the Healthcare Leadership Academy, HLA, Faith Foundation, and Power Africa, where she contributes to executive development and leadership program. She is a fellow of Aspen Leadership Network and Africa's Leadership Initiative West Africa, and the Africa Board Fellowship, showcasing her dedication to driving positive change and innovation in the field of leadership. You will say it's long. Yes, it's a years of work. Just imagine 28 years trying to like shrink it into just one.
Yeah, but you don't have to read all that, Mercy.
It's okay. I like it to be on record. That's one thing, and I think a lot of us don't like to hear the sound of our milestone. Let me eulogize you. It's Yoruba people that do Oriki so well. They will spend 20 minutes hailing you. Indulge me. Abiba's academic achievement includes a BA honor in French and Italian, wow, from University of London, an MA in organization management. We don't know who is going to watch it tomorrow. I might just need your expertise or consulting. From George Washington University with a focus on leadership coaching, team facilitation, and executive education in strategic leadership from Harvard Business School. Abiba is an accomplished author. She has published 5 books and numerous articles covering biography, talent management, coaching, and social commentary. And I want to personally honor you today. And I'm glad that I ran through the same me that said, let me honor her. I'm not a fan of reading my own bio either, so I get it. But just to know who I am, I like to be known as Africa's Tech Doctor, okay? As a tech startup and founder, which I just came into the tech space, I've been able to solve quite some problems. A keynote speaker, an agile coach, trainer, STEM. I'm equally a DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion advocate. I'm a professional digital marketing expert, data analyst, a data trainer, and that's the much I can. But I'd like to leave you with this quote. This is what drives me as a human being. True greatness is not being great, but in the ability to make others great. I lifted that from Pastor Christopher Okote. Chris Okote. So let's just talk about AI for leaders to be able to harness and automate or make your work experience very lean as much as possible. So can I ask in the chat, what are some of the misconceptions that you have heard that you think about AI? Let's just get your responses. This is a conversational session. It's not a PowerPoint presenter. If you want to unmute, please raise your hand and speak. Otherwise, you can just type it in the chat. What are some of the misconceptions about AI that you know or people have alluded to? Okay. What are some of the misconceptions? Anyone?
Let's get a voice in the room. So Valentino has unmuted. Valentino, go ahead.
Wow, that wasn't deliberate. I didn't even know it was on, but even then, I think one of the misconceptions is that AI infringes on the copyright or intellectual property of so many people and hands it over to others.
Okay, it infringes on copyright and IP, yeah, intellectual property. Okay, so go ahead. So are you saying that's what you believe, or that you know that that's a common misconception?
That's a common misconception.
Okay. I see, IK, one has got to be a real techie. No, you don't. So yes, some of the misconception, I can imagine many of the leaders thinking you have to be real tech savvy to use AI. That's not true. It's unpredictable. And yes, we are coaching it. Is AI unpredictable? We don't know yet. They are still in beta phase. They are still teaching it and coaching it. But I'm sure it's going to have some unpredictability about it. Remember, computer is garbage in and it will garbage out, but much more refined than what you're able to do. Infringes on copyright. Okay, fantastic. It supersedes the ability of human intelligence. I'll agree with that. It's because a lot of people are training it every day. It's like you keep pouring into it, and I think that's why. So the role of AI in artificial intelligence, if we can just go to that. So for me, number one, let's just know some of the challenge and some misconception. There's information overload, okay? But what about the fact that it helps with time management in helping to prioritize? It helps you to take away inefficient and a lot of repetitive manual processes. How about it helps you to make your work a lot easier? So the role of AI in leadership, it helps to solve common workflow challenges leaders face. A lot of us are confronted with inundated work, especially down in this climate. You hire people, you have to think for them, you have to wait for your instruction to give them. Why don't you just do the work? Okay. AI solution is a solution to leadership challenges. We'll talk on some of the challenges. I'm not going to dwell too much on the slide. I've rightly introduced myself. I've introduced. So let's just talk about AI in terms of optimizing it for work. But before we do that, I'm going to bring Abiba on board because, like I said, I don't want to focus on the slide. I want to have conversation. Our goal is to have conversation with you to see how we can potentially, AI will change nature of some job. It has already. There are so many jobs that are now redundant that artificial intelligence, can I tell you the truth? In my office, I used to have about, I think, 8 staff. Many of their jobs now, I've outsourced it to freelancing. I'm the only one doing the work. So that salary cut, automatically, that is a reality. Is not even a far-fetched distant situation, is happening today. So let's quickly bring on board Abiba so she will moderate the next session. If I have to churn in, we're going to churn in. But most importantly is having that conversation. Abiba, the floor is yours.
Okay, so I mean, I'd like it to be more conversations than anything else. Let me start with Rizkat's statements. And please, everyone else, feel free to jump in with your questions and challenge myself and Mercy. And in fact, I mean, we're not the experts in the room, right? Many of us will have different experiences with AI. So each of you can help in responding to some of the questions that are posed. So Rizkat says AI is taking over people's jobs. Not, I want to speak French, pas tout à fait, and not really, right? So anything that can be automated, AI will probably take over doing it. This is, if you go back to the early 19th, mid 19th century, women used to, mostly women, not only women, okay, people used to wash their clothes by hand. And they used to wash them using a wooden rack and rub the clothes against the wooden rack. Okay. And then something called a washing machine was invented. So did it mean that people didn't do laundry anymore? No. You still had to do the laundry, right? You still have to load the washing machine. You still have to put in the soap. You still have to, you might have to put it into a drying machine or change the programming so that it starts drying. You still have to bring it out and iron it or air it, different things, right? But what the washing machine did, it took over part of the job that was very, very repetitive. So any work that is repetitive, that is routine, that can be automated will be automated. And what's going to happen is that people who don't use AI to make their work much faster and much more accurate, more sophisticated, will lose their jobs to people who are using AI. Classic example, one of the things I do is a lot of training. I do curriculum development and so on. Before, for a new training course, it might take me 3 days, sit down, think about it, the outline, the learning objectives, the slides, the handouts, the demos, the exercises. It might take me 3 days to refine everything until it's ready to use. Now with AI, the same me using AI, I can put together everything within an hour and a half. Right? So imagine that I'm competing with a trainer who is still doing it the old way. Forget about it, right? That trainer loses out to me every time. So Riskat, what the saying is that people won't lose their jobs to AI. People will lose their jobs to other people who are using AI. So what you need to do is, if you're nervous, and I don't mean you specifically, but if you're nervous about using AI, realize that this is like an existential threat to your existing job, irrespective of whichever profession or discipline that you're in. Because the people who are using AI to ease the way they're doing their work, produce results faster, better, conduct their research in 1 minute, less than a minute, and that they can then use to generate, will outcompete you. So that is really the danger of AI. It's between people who are using AI and people who are not. So that's the first point I'd like to address. Who else has a question they'd like me to address? I've been answering in the chat to some of them. If you don't agree or you want more explanation, please go ahead, raise your hand or unmute. If no one's speaking, unmute and ask your question.
So let's give you context. This is a conversational discussion, and we want you to join in the conversation. We're not a radio where we're just talking at you. We want you to talk with us. So tell us, are there specific needs to AI that are giving you challenges as a leader? What would you like to know so that way this conversation is bespoke and solving a need? So we need to hear from you. And speaking to what she has said, AI as a passive or aggressive, AI is as a passive or aggressive, is a productive or non-productive. Okay. Alan, do you want to expand on what you've said for context?
Well, to be honest with you, I typed it because I talk very fast and I didn't think anyone...
Okay.
I'll go back 20 years ago, but no one used to understand me. But it's a case of, it's like anything, isn't it? So if you have a tool, whatever that tool may be, you can use it for good, you can use it for bad. You can use it for being passive or aggressive. So I'll take the analogy of a person who owns a gun shop. If somebody goes in to buy a gun and then goes and shoots somebody with that gun, is the gun shop owner responsible in a vicarious way or not? Or if somebody goes into a shop and says to the guy, I'm going to buy a gun because I want to kill somebody, and he still sells them the gun, then yes, he probably is responsible. So it's how it's used, it's how the end user wants to use it, and it's also how, as it's getting to that way now, how governments allow us to use it as well, and how governments themselves use it. So if you look at the world now, you've got Ukraine, we've got Russia, we've got the Chinese on the borders, we've got all sorts of things going on in the world, and AI will have a part to play in future conflict, and it's how our leaders decide they want to be using this AI. At the moment, we at our level, and I say we, my level, I'm using it for things on my LinkedIn pages, on my social medias, and so on and so forth. I would never in my mind, and I'm ex-military as well, but I would never in my mind think I'm going to use this to go and attack somebody else, or to go and, it's not something that I would do, but some people are out there are like that. So AI is, I think it's a positive thing. I think it's a fantastic thing. It's one of those things that you have to take it on board. You have to grasp it. You have to start using it, because as Abiba said, if you don't, this is the fastest thing. You'll be left behind many years ago. If you weren't using email years ago, yeah, you're left behind by maybe 6 months, 8 months. If you do AI now, you're going to be left behind by 5 or 6 years very quickly. It's one of those fast-moving, fast-paced things you've got to jump on. So I hope I didn't talk too fast. I hope everyone understood what
said. That was great. Thank you very much, Alan. And I like the idea, that the analogy he used of the gun, for several reasons. Because yes, it's a tool, and it's up to you how to use it, for good or for ill, but he also talked about, if the person comes and tells you he's going to use it to kill somebody, and the role of the government. And that is the alarm that Elon Musk and some other people have raised, that AI is really, really good, but it can be used for absolutely anything. And that you have to make sure that regulation and controls are ahead of some of the dangerous ways some people might decide to use AI. So there is that. So that, of course, it is such a powerful tool. There is a danger, and we need the regulators, we need the government, we need the technology companies actually to regulate themselves, to make sure that the controls are ahead of the development. And I know that was one of the reasons why the CEO of OpenAI, the people behind ChatGPT, was initially fired by his board before he was hired again. They wanted the release to be in a controlled way with more risk mitigation. But he was looking at the competitive position. Look, Google is about to launch Gemini. Microsoft is proceeding as well. Apple at the time was rumored, right, to be at an advanced stage of development. And he was thinking, look, if we slow down because of controls, we might lose our competitive position. So yes, it is a powerful tool. And I thank you again, Alan, for saying that before, if you didn't know how to use a computer keyboard for word processing, or you didn't switch to using email from fax, if you were still using fax instead of using email, you were behind only about 6 months. But today, I can tell you, me as somebody, as a leader who's using AI, I am decades ahead of a leader who is not using AI. The gap will just be too wide, and you may never be able to catch up. So you have a window of maybe a couple of years before it gets to the point of, if you're not using AI, you're not relevant at all. In fact, you're completely obsolete. So thank you for that point. Let's talk about some of the other points, Mercy. Some of them talked about intellectual property. Do you want to talk about that? Someone else talked about, let me just look at this. Yeah, making AI, hold on, let me read it out. It was IK. I don't know if you want to unmute and talk a little bit about this, but you said one has got to be a real techie to understand AI. So IK, do you want to unmute and talk about that point that you made?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. For me, AI is still a little bit foreign to me, and there's so much talk about it everywhere. Governments are afraid. There's no regulation, and so much and so forth. And so because I'm still trying to transit into tech, I feel it's still a little bit far-fetched for me. I think I have to get into tech proper before I get into AI. So
okay, so IK, can you tell me what sort of work you do?
I am a project.
What kind of work?
I'm a project manager.
You're a project manager, okay?
Yeah, in a home automation firm.
Okay.
So it's a little bit for me. It's a problem because I don't know whether to go with construction or with IT. So yeah, but that doesn't. I still feel I'm lagging behind in the IT field. I want to probably be an IT project manager. Yeah, I'll be much more comfortable in that realm. Then I can now go into AI. Prior to this, I saw a program online. Almost registered for it, but I just considered the fact that I don't think I know much about it. So that's what.
Okay. All right. So IK, we're going to do a short demo now. Okay.
Okay.
So I hope everybody can see my screen. I'm at ChatGPT. So you said that you are a project manager in a home, what did you call it? A home
automation firm, smart home.
In information technology.
Automation.
Home automation or smart home.
Okay. So
smart
let me just
home, okay.
Oh, smart home. Okay, so so I want you to watch what I'm typing out, okay?
Yeah, I'm watching.
So
thank you.
I'm saying you are a project manager. Mercy, I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, clearly.
Okay, in a smart home automation company.
Yeah.
Okay. How can let me say I am. Let me say I am. Okay. I am a project manager in a smart home automation company. How can I use AI to enhance, optimize, or in any other way perform my role better? Okay? And I'm going to say provide sources and links to useful tools, resources, guides, demonstrations, manuals, or anything else I might need. Okay, and I'm going to copy this prompt.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to show you the difference between the different AIs, okay? So here I put the prompt, I'm going to go send. So everybody just watch. He said, AI can significantly enhance project management by automating repetitive tasks, predicting outcomes, and optimizing resource allocations. Here are some ways AI can be applied. So one, it can help you with your project management from the coordination and execution and reporting side, right? It's talked about timelines and so on. Secondly, resource allocation. It can help you optimize resource allocation by analyzing project requirements and team availability, ensuring utilization of resources. And here, it has put a link to the source so you can see exactly how you can use it.
Okay.
Workflow automation, showing you that there are certain tools like Zapier and Microsoft Power Automate that you can use to streamline repetitive tasks, to send your notifications, to update project statuses, and scheduling meetings, for example. Okay, risk management. So it's showing you all the different ways, and then it tells you by integrating, and you can continue the conversation and say, okay, virtual assistants, I think that will help me. So I can say, I can go further and say, how can I use a virtual assistant? For example, give me specific and precise details and examples.
And what you need to know is she's using the free one. Copy the same text and send to me on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Send it to me on WhatsApp so I can show him the paid version.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Do you know what? I'm just even gonna put it in the chat.
No,
Okay, so this is
don't copy it in the chat. I won't be able to copy. I don't know what I did with my Zoom. Send it to me.
Oh, okay.
Or you can still paste it in the chat anyway. But send it to me on WhatsApp.
I'll do that, Mercy. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
So I'm using
Have you seen what he has done?
Yeah.
Do you need to be a techie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you need to be a techie to use
no,
it now?
you actually don't. The information is there. It's out there.
That's one of the misconception. Please go to the next one. You were going to show him bad.
No, go ahead, Mercy. Please go ahead and show him. That's good.
Okay, so I want to show that's a free version. Okay. So the paid version is on steroid when it comes to the free version. But the question that I needed to just establish with you, did you need any tech skills to use it?
No, not really.
Exactly. So you need to understand that ChatGPT is just to make your job a lot easier. Just tell it whatever it is that is in your head. Let me even take it a bit notch further. I was feeling a bit funny. In our client, we're not used to seeing therapists, right? And I had to coach mine to develop me a therapist. So let me share my screen and I'll show you one of the responses and you'll be blown away. Okay, AI is part of our fiber. I even had to prompt one and called it Holy Spirit. I'm a Christian, by the way. So I wanted it to give me some biblical counsel with relevant Bible examples so that I can learn from past mistakes. So I've copied let me go to Abiba's chat. I'll copy it now and paste the same exact prompt. Did you see? I will tell Abiba to probably share our screen again. And I'll share my screen so that you can see the difference with the prompt. Abiba, okay, fantastic. I was looking for it. Sorry, my system is a bit slow. Please, can you help me paste it in WhatsApp? Have you done it? Let me see.
Yes, I have.
Okay, let me see if I can even copy. I don't know what I did to my Zoom. I can't copy anything there, which is unfortunate.
Hold on, it doesn't seem to be there, actually. I wonder what happened.
Okay, I see you typing. I just want to wait. Okay,
fantastic. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So this is a paid version, and you don't have to pay for it if you don't need it. I use it a lot. That's why. Some months I don't pay. Some months I pay. But I really love when I use BAD. BAD is wired differently. BAD is leading you towards, that's BAD Gemini by Google. There's the one by Crocs by Twitter. There's so many of them. Microsoft now has integrated. How many of you have seen that your WhatsApp has updated and the AI feature is already there? Yeah. So I've said the same thing. But you see, the responses is much more refined, much more bespoke. Okay, you can see AI-powered management tool is giving you. It gave you some relevant example, is broken down the feature. This is why the paid version is a bit different. And you can actually attach document. And the paid version, you can do voice. If you download the actual app, you can just dictate to it and now correct. Because sometimes when you are typing, you're limited in terms of by the time you're transcribing what is in your head, it slows you down. So you can do voice to it. The same with BAD Gemini. You can do voice and it will take note. Can you see the difference? In terms of things you need to do, he has expanded it. He has expanded it. So the point that we're trying to make, you don't have to be techie to get this result.
Okay.
What he gave to you is not bad. You didn't think about it before now. But now on the paid version, he has expanded on it. And you can even drill it to expand beyond this and give you case study, practical example that can guide you to be able to use it more effectively and productively. Was that helpful?
Very helpful. Very helpful. Thank you very much.
And did you have to be a techie?
To you and to Abiba.
Yeah, but IK, we've just started. We've just started because this one was just giving you ideas. Okay. So with AI, you can actually conduct your data analysis. You can create images. You can create videos, like information videos. There's so many things, technical things that you can do with AI. So I'm going to show you another example. So let me share my screen again. And I'm using the free version of everything because some people think, oh, if I haven't paid, then what can I do? Okay, so I'm using the free version. Let me go to Image Creator. Okay, so Image Creator is free on Microsoft. It was called Bing Image Creator, and then now they've just made it a designer. And here you just describe the image you want. And you can even upload some images and get it to adjust them if you have the paid version. And there are so many custom-made AIs that you can use. So who else? Does somebody want to create an image for something to help them with their work or with their social media? Who wants to create an image? Let's do this together. Just unmute and describe what you're looking for.
Okay, good evening.
Hi, Ronke. Hello.
Hello, good evening. I'm just coming into the class. I don't really know what you've been talking about.
Okay. I thought you were volunteering. I thought you were volunteering. Okay.
Yes,
so who would like to?
I want to actually volunteer.
Oh, okay.
Now,
so go ahead.
I have a little project I do every day, and I talk about proverbs in Yoruba language, and then I generate pictures to suit the proverb. So the proverb I have right now is one of the monkey eating a banana with a housefly perched on the banana. So can we go?
Okay, with a monkey eating a banana with a housefly perched on the banana. What is the context? What's the background context? Are they in the jungle? Are they in the house? Are they in the garden? Are they at the beach? Where are they?
A jungle is fine. A jungle is fine.
The setting is a tropical jungle.
Yes.
Okay. And how about their emotions? Does the monkey know that there's a housefly in the banana? Is he outraged? Is he ignorant?
Now, it could be ignorant of it, because what the proverb actually says is that a stubborn housefly is the one that goes with a banana into the mouth of a monkey.
Okay.
So the monkey does not have to know.
Okay. The fly. Okay. The fly knows it's about to be eaten. Okay. So the housefly eating a banana. The fly knows he is about to be eaten, but is stubbornly staying on the banana. I can even say, okay, let me say the fly is wearing a cape. He's wearing a superhero cape. So the point of this is, okay.
Please copy the same text and give it to me. I would like to try it on Canva as well.
Okay, the whole point of this is that try to be as descriptive as you can.
Yeah.
Okay, be as descriptive as you can. So it's working now. You can see it's working. And here we go. Here's the image. So let me zoom in. Let me zoom in.
I hope I get this picture.
Here we go. Oh, they put the superhero cape on the monkey, instead of on the fly, but never mind, right? Ooh, so you can regenerate it. You can regenerate it to make sure that he understands that the cape is on the fly and not on the monkey. Okay, and it's giving you two. It's giving you two options. Most often, it gives you 4 options.
Yes, I was expecting 4.
So you can generate, absolutely. I use this a lot for professional images. So when I'm doing creating some stuff and I want a professional image and I don't want to be bothered searching for the exact perfect image, I describe what I want.
You
So this
just
was a
copy the
description.
same text. I want to try it on GPT-4 and I want to try it on Canva. Yes. So
yeah,
basically,
I've sent it to you, Mercy. I've sent it to you.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So this is an image I created the other day, a young African professional woman being interviewed across a table in an office setting by two senior African professionals. Yeah. So it gave me this. I asked it to help me create an image of people winning a trophy, holding hands. So you can use this to create exactly what you want instead of having to search and search and search for images that match, what you're describing. So I'm going to stop sharing now so that Mercy
Please,
can go
what's
ahead. Are
the
you ready,
name of
Mercy?
this tool? Please.
Okay.
Sorry, Nessie, did you say something?
No, I wasn't the
Hello.
one.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
I
I've
was
dropped
asking
our
for the
LinkedIn.
tool.
I've dropped
Hold on,
Abiba's.
Nessie is saying something, Mercy. Just a minute. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Nessie.
I was asking for the name of the tool you use to generate that
Okay,
monkey.
okay. I'm typing it in the chat. So it's Bing Image Creator, also called Designer, Microsoft Designer, aka
So I'm
Microsoft.
going to use the same prompt and I will say imagine. So because let me even not put anything. I want to do exactly what she has done. Please generate. I'll do it on ChatGPT. I'll do it on Canva. And I will challenge one person to copy the same text and do it on WhatsApp. Because with WhatsApp, you can generate images as well. Okay, so I'm
Really?
going to, and there's another AI tool that I'll speak on that with text to make your life a lot easier.
This is
So let's see.
ridiculous.
I beg your pardon?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so it's creating. I want to do this in GPT and okay, did you see that? Right in GPT-4, it did that. In GPT-3,
Really?
you might not be able to do that. So some of these tools might be a bit tricky for you to generate. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, so when you use ChatGPT, when you use Gemini, when you use so Gemini used to be Bard, right? When you use Gemini, when you use Copilot or Bing, they are general AIs and they have integrated the text, the voice, and the images. So you don't have to go to one specific AI or go to Designer the way I did, okay? Even in ChatGPT, you can ask it to generate an image and it will generate an image for you. The same in Gemini, the same in Copilot. So I think that's the point that Mercy is making, that even within the same IK, I hope you can see now that you don't have to be a techie at all. They've done all the technology on the back end. All you have to know is how to prompt, how to ask it in a very descriptive and precise way for exactly what you want. So Mercy is now showing using the same prompt in Canva. Go ahead, Mercy.
I hope that Canva does it because Canva is trying to be smart. But let's see if it's going to work. I don't know. Okay, it came up, but it's not as innovative as much as what's it called? ChatGPT. There are other AI tools that are on steroids that are good for you to use. But let me stop here so that you can ask questions. You can generate images on WhatsApp. WhatsApp just launched their own AI that you can type, imagine the same DALL-E feature, it's on your WhatsApp. And you can do that without even stress. So artificial intelligence. Yes?
On WhatsApp, can we write as much as we have written on Bing?
I don't know. I don't know. You have to try.
So
yes, I've been using WhatsApp to create, but I'm not sure of the lengthy word. That's what I'm asking about.
We have to try. So remember, all of this AI, the reason AI is set up is we are all coaching the AI. You need to know that why AI is the most dangerous weapon in the world tomorrow. If it gets into the wrong hand, we are all screwed. It's because Abibat is coaching an AI. Alan is coaching an AI. Mercy is coaching an AI. What do you think is going to happen? If 2 billion people coaches AI, they are definitely going to be smarter than human beings. It's given without question.
So let me show a 3-minute video on how to use WhatsApp for images, because some of you said, what? No. Okay. And so here we go. Let me make it full screen. Here we go.
WhatsApp is not just a messaging app anymore. It's now your personal assistant, image editor, and a source of endless information. But how? Let me show you the top 5 AI tools that you can now use on WhatsApp. The first AI tool is a brand new assistant called Meta AI. It's like a person you can talk to on WhatsApp, but it's very smart and it won't leave you on scene. You can basically send anything, ask questions, or start a normal conversation, and it would reply like a real human. Try to think of it as ChatGPT, but it's integrated into an app that you already use every day. So there's no need to open your computer or download separate app to use it. What's unique about it though are the new AI personalities that come with it, which is the second AI feature in the list. With WhatsApp's new AI personalities, you get 28 AI chatbots initially that you can talk to. Each chatbot has its own role, style, and you guessed it, their own personalities. Most of them are cultural icons and influencers. Like Kendall Jenner, she can talk to you like a big sister.
I'll keep it real, but above all, I'll keep it on the DL.
Or Roy Choi, a seasoned chef for culinary tips and tricks, or even Snoop Dogg, a dungeon master. Chat with him if you want to role play a game on WhatsApp. There's a lot more actually, such as Charlie D'Amelio and Mr. Beast. But here's what's more exciting and useful than AI personalities. The third AI tool for WhatsApp. It's called Ruby AI.
Right.
Imagine you're part of a WhatsApp chat group and you went offline for, say, 24 hours. It's normal, it happens. The moment that you come back to the chat, of course, you might have missed 300 messages from your friends or coworkers or community members. It happens a lot. But that's where the magic of Ruby AI comes in. Instead of scrolling like this to the top, to the bottom, trying to read all the messages, Ruby AI compiles all these messages into one beautiful summary. This tool works with WhatsApp groups and communities. And it's very, very helpful if you want to increase your members' engagement on WhatsApp. To use Ruby AI, just head over to NASA.io and create your community. Once you create your community, you connect your WhatsApp chat group in the manager portal. And then you click on this button to unlock AI chat summary and insights. You will now receive a clean summary of your WhatsApp conversation in your inbox daily. It's that simple. The fourth AI feature is a bit more fun, AI stickers. Finally, you can create any kind of sticker you want to share on your chat. No need to search for stickers, just type in what you want and WhatsApp will generate it for you. The best part, it works everywhere. WhatsApp chat, stories, and even on Instagram and Facebook. Finally, the best and last AI tool for WhatsApp, AI image editing. With this, you can remove backgrounds, add objects to your pictures, and even change the art style. But you're not limited to just image editing. You can also generate photorealistic images, all within WhatsApp. It's insane, right? It's basically Midjourney and DALL-E embedded inside your WhatsApp chat. This is a big deal because we can finally use AI inside an app that we already use every single day.
So exciting stuff going on. So this is what we're talking about. IK is shaking his head. This is what we're talking about, right? So
it's simply amazing.
Yeah, you see, even people who already like I'm saying people, but I mean we're talking about Meta, right? Meta owns WhatsApp. They've realized if we don't integrate AI into our WhatsApp, some other chats are gonna just take over. Okay, so even the people who are the leaders are also leading and integrating AI into everything they're doing, all their processes into their customer interactions and so on, so they do not get left behind. Some businesses are going to be out of business. Some huge businesses are going to be out of business if they don't pivot really, really fast. So that brings us to AI for leaders. how do you feel?
Abibas, 1 second, please. I want to do something. Please, the video, I would.
What would you like?
I want to show them something. Before we go into AI, 1 second. I'll drop the link. I'll drop the link for everybody. I want you all to like come here. All the prompts that we have used today, I will drop it on the post. And that's where you're going to give Abiba and I your review. So the monkey and the banana prompt, I posted it. You can pick it up from there. The other prompt, I'm going to drop it there. But before we wrap up and now close for today, we're going to need you to give us feedback of today's session, and you're going to put it there. You're going to write your comment of today's session. So I'll stop sharing and hand over to Abiba so that she can carry on.
Okay, so as leaders, what is it? How do you feel now that we've given you an overview? And really, we haven't really touched all the areas. We haven't. This is not a webinar, so we haven't explained what machine learning is, what natural language processing is, how to create a chatbot, how to create your GPT, your own GPT. So many, your virtual assistant. We haven't even touched all of those, right? So hopefully, if this is your first real dive into this whole world, okay, this is an invitation to really explore. Almost everything that you need is available online. And I'm also going to share a link to an AI newsletter that I follow. It's called Futurepedia. And they keep up to date on everything that's doing this, anything AI. And they've recently launched a page that has short videos for almost anything that you want to be able to do using AI and pointing you in the direction of the relevant app. So we want to hear from you in how do you think AI can help you as a leader, or where do you feel you need help as a leader and you feel AI might be part of the answer? So who wants to go first? Who wants to go first?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go first. My name is Stella.
Okay,
the reason why I joined in is because I will be starting a new role in September as an innovation leader, and it would involve coaching people. So I'm looking into sort of being ahead of everyone. So I'm trying to be selfish here. They did say that AI could be used for good or evil, but I'm looking into using it for good. But I'm looking into exploring this further. So I'm trying to sort of see areas where I haven't probably explored. So all you've mentioned today, I'm quite conversant with all the areas you've mentioned today. So I'm looking forward to sort of exploring, further.
Okay. I mean, Stella, so you said you're a coach, right?
Yeah, I would be coaching people. I'm into education. So my new role would involve coaching new staffs and or colleagues myself.
Okay.
So so I'm looking into that area where I could sort of use AI to make my job effective.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can tell you that I use it all the time. So I'm an organization effectiveness consultant. So that just means performance improvement. So I do it through executive coaching, I do it through training, I do it through facilitation, I do it through cultural transformations, functional reviews, all sorts of things. And I've been doing the same thing for decades. Okay. But what I do now is that anything that I want to do, even though I know how I want to do it, I go to AI and I say, give me a process, or give me, a best practice, or give me an example, or do an outline for this output. And I'm getting new ideas. I'm getting different ideas. Remember the knowledge base. I do the stuff I do from my work experience, which is a limited number of years. Let's say maximum 40 years. I haven't done 40 years yet, right? For most of us, let's say we're drawing on 40 years of work experience. That's what I'm drawing on. I'm drawing on 4 years in my undergrad degree. I'm drawing on 2 years in my master's degree, and I'm drawing on maximum 12 months of self-learning, right? Books I've read, magazines, courses I've taken, and whatever. that is the sum of the knowledge that I'm using to do my work. Meanwhile, AI, the sum of knowledge it has is basically the whole database from all the scanning that Google has been doing and all the data that Microsoft has been collecting and Facebook and all these things for billions of people. So the amount of knowledge that it can draw on is unquantifiable almost for us. Okay, I know it is quantifiable for the designers, but unquantifiable for us. So it's really, really broad. So what you just do, tell the AI, give the AI a persona. So if you're coaching in education, just say you are a master coach in the field of education. Be as specific as possible in so and so in Africa, in Nigeria, or globally. And this is what you're trying to achieve. This is who you are. Okay. Now, if that's you, this is what I want you to do. Show me how to do this. And it's going to show you how to do that and draw on its humongous database, which is much more than you. And then you can pick and choose from that, and you're always staying ahead. You're always fresh. And then, of course, as I said, handouts, other resources are available to you. So yeah, there's so many ways that you can do it to enhance the work. And you can do what I did as well, as AI has taken one complete work day off my working week. I could work 3 days a week and still do the same amount of work that I used to do, right? Using AI. And if I want, but what has happened is, of course, AI has turbocharged my productivity. So now I'm doing 3 times the amount of work that I used to do, and I need my whole 5 days. Yeah, so that's the effect it can have on you as a leader, as a business leader, or as a leader in whichever field that you're in. So Stella, I hope that response was useful to you. Anyone else has a question or a comment or okay,
actually,
great.
before we take comment or question, I really need everyone, if you can spare 1-2 minutes, just click on the link that I've dropped. The prompt for IK, I put it there on the same link. The prompt for the monkey, the resources that Abiba has shared. The reason I do this is very deliberate. We're going to forget what we have learned. You can still come back to that post, and that content is going to be there 30 years from now or whenever you need it. Okay? So I need us to just do 1 minute very quickly. If you have done it, just tell me. If you're the first person, just tell me done. And that you've dropped your comment on the post. Just give us feedback from today's session. Was it good? What did you learn? What was the highlight for you? Number 1, tag Abibat and tag myself. I'm available on there. Just give us review 1 minute. Then if you've done, the first person to do, let us hear your question, anything that might help. This is a series in itself. And I'd like to ask in the audience, who would like to be my next guest? That's what I did to Abiba as well. Who would like to be my next guest to be here? And if there's a pain point you'd like us to focus on, we can focus on that. Because, okay, Amara, Amusi, what would you like to focus on? Have you given your feedback first? Go and do whatever.
All right.
I'm going to be able to take some questions, take some I'd like to hear your feedback, but I'd like you to type it in that post because it's important for you to drop that. Okay.
Thank you, Mercy. So let's hear. I think we can take at least one more person. A question about how we can help you. Yeah, how we can help you, or what you'd like to explore or find out more about, or something you're curious about. So as he's saying, how do we give the feedback? Just click on the link that Mercy has posted. It's a LinkedIn. You can see the link to LinkedIn. Just click on that link and then it'll take you to where you can give the feedback. Just comment over there. Okay? All right. So Nessie, go ahead.
Okay. Go on. Who was trying to say
Thank
something?
you very much. Yeah. From what I've heard and from what people are saying, like for those of us in the academics doing research, we're made to understand that sometimes most of the sources that ChatGPT supplies are not correct. So we spend more time trying to check, to cross-check, to ensure before we put them as references in any research work. How about that?
Let me answer.
That limits the speed we are talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let me answer
Mercy,
that.
over to you.
So ChatGPT is only up to date as of 2020 September. When they started, they had all the access to data from Google. ChatGPT, it just underserved. Google, Microsoft, OpenAI just came. It was mopping data from everywhere. And that's why if you go on Twitter today, it gives you a certain thread of information that you can digest. Because when Google shut them out, they now started feeding from Twitter. So I'm giving you information with regards to ChatGPT. That's the reason many of the links are obsolete. They are not relevant. But there's another one that gives you real-time link, and that is their master of it all, Bard Gemini by Google. It will give you insights. It will give you sources. It will give you clickable link. And that's the one that I believe I'll be paying for eventually. But it's still learning work where GPT is. And there's a reason I say this. Bard Gemini is still incubating. It's not matured enough like GPT. GPT has had 2 years running of constant loading and loading, and people are used to it. Many people don't even want to migrate. I'm not sure how Crocs is doing, and that's by Elon Musk, Twitter. I don't know how much people are using Bing AI as well, but GPT is still the most popular. But if you want real time as an academia, I would recommend, highly recommend, use both, take it to Bard Gemini and let it expand and get you the sources that you need. Nobody goes to Google anymore like in the days you want to get sources. Just use Bard. It will give you the resources that you need. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah. Let me also build on what you said, Mercy. So generally what I do is when I'm doing a search or a task, I have 3 windows open and I use ChatGPT, Gemini, and Copilot, right? So Copilot is the Microsoft, and they're rolling it out very soon. If you have Office 365, you will have your built-in AI which is Copilot in all your software. So you will have the AI in your Word document, you will have it in your Excel spreadsheet, you will have it in your PowerPoint slide deck. And right there, as you are writing, as you're typing, as you're doing everything, you can ask AI to help you do everything, right? So that's what's coming. So what I do is I put the same prompt in all 3 and see which one is better. So Mercy is right. For accuracy, I don't think you can beat Gemini first. For accuracy and completeness, I don't think you can beat Gemini AI. I think it's the best. For comprehensiveness and for usability and for sounding like a human being, for text-based stuff, you cannot beat ChatGPT. It is far and away ahead of all the rest. And for co-pilots, if you just want short and sharp, you know, people, you ask a question and they're always giving you monosyllabic answers. Yes, no, da, da, da. Okay, co-pilot is very business-like in the way it answers you. It's not trying to do any essays or long everything. So what I would ask you to do is explore all 3. They all have free versions. See which one jives better with you and then decide. The paid versions are a step above the free versions. And you could see from what was generated from my ChatGPT search and then which was with the free version and what Mercy came out with hers, which was the paid version. So I hope that answers your question, Nessie.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So you can still use it. I mean, yeah, no matter what, you'll still check. With AI, you must always check because as Mercy said, at the beginning, most of the data was generated by the people from a Western culture. So there's bias built into ChatGPT, into all the AI. There's bias built into it. It's from a Western world. It's from a Western world view, right? So, but when you now query it, if you say, how about from Africa or from Asia or from the global South, it will then pull out the information or the subset of information. So it's still in a work in progress, but it's progressing really, really fast. But, it helps you, but you still have to do the work. And especially as an academic, you have to make sure you verify everything and make sure what it's bringing is relevant to you. Victor has raised his hand. Oh, go ahead, Victor.
All right. Good evening, Abibat.
Evening.
Good evening, Abibat. Thank you so much for the debate. Yes, in regards to what the last person just said, actually, I equally had an experience too. Sometimes there's some interview you're trying to go for, maybe they need you, like for example, you need to submit an essay, and they'll emphatically tell you, don't use ChatGPT, don't use AI to generate whatever it is, and research work basically, because they tell you there's a way they can always get hold to know that maybe it was not done by one. But what I just actually look at I've thought about it personally for me is, yes, it will give an idea. So maybe one will now have to go back and do some re-editing, put it better, so that it's not exact copy and paste directly.
So, Victor, I'm nodding my head, but I don't mean I'm agreeing with you. I just meant I'm listening to you.
Whatever you submit,
okay. So the best way to do it, the best way to do this is to write your essay and then use AI to improve it. That way, there's nothing wrong with using AI to proofread. There's nothing wrong with using AI to edit, which means make your language more concise. There's nothing wrong using AI to help you with proper grammar, okay, and things like that. But I would suggest you write your essay first. Of course, you remember, at the beginning, Alan was telling us AI is like a gun. You can use it for anything. So yeah, some people do use it to generate their essay. And there are other AI tools that will help you fool the people who want to check whether it was generated by AI. But that's a whole long process, and it's not going to help you, okay? Because more and more the academia is catching up to this. So you're going to have to probably defend your dissertation, stand up in front of a panel and defend your dissertation. And if you haven't written it yourself, you don't know the thinking that went behind it and so on. So, I mean, France has always done this. You've always had to defend your dissertation verbally. You don't just take it in writing. Some parts of Australia, they make you write your exams longhand. And we have some Gen Zs who don't even know how to write longhand. They've always typed.
That's a big problem.
Okay. So some institutions are making people write their stuff longhand, so they know for sure that you haven't used AI. So I suggest write your essay. Don't be too bothered about how pretty it is. Okay, write it, and you can put in brackets, identify a source for this, use a quote for this, and all the rest, and then plug it into AI, and AI will help you very, very, very quickly, the refining process. Okay, but I suggest you draft your work by yourself. So I hope that's helpful in answering your question.
Okay, on the final note, because we need to start, I know we can continue having this conversation. There's going to be another series. I've dropped Abiba and my LinkedIn. Please connect with us so that you can be up to date with what is going on. And I want to give a shout out to all the people that have put a comment. I honor you. I celebrate you. This is the only way we can win. The thing that I've noticed that, can I ask, did we learn? Who wants to give me a voice feedback about today's session besides you writing? But a quick shout out to everyone that has put their comments. I want to quickly acknowledge you on LinkedIn. I'm going to connect with every one of you individually. If you're yet to do that, please do that. Give us feedback. If the session was valuable to you, this is us sharing. The more we give information, I believe that the only way for us to grow as a continent is by sharing information.
Okay, we have a hand up. Yeah.
Okay.
So Alo, go ahead.
I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so, so much. Honestly, this has been really, really insightful. I know that AI is in, and if you're not using AI, you're like behind. And just being here and hearing from both of you has really inspired me a lot. So I just really wanted to express my gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that feedback. I appreciate you. Thank you. Anybody else wants to go? Anybody else?
I think
okay.
I think if you're new to it, I think it really opens your eyes to how easy it can be. Whereas, as someone said before, you have to be a techie, and so people get a bit frightened of these things. Whereas sessions like this really highlight how easy it can be, but the onus is still on the human to input the correct information. So, but I really do think that, you know, it's opened a lot of eyes. I think EK, I think he's going to be dancing off the ceilings all night for what he's learned today. Hey,
okay.
Lionel Richard in the background for this guy all day.
Okay, I think Ronke wanted to say something. Ronke, go ahead.
All right, good evening. I'd like to say a big thank you. Like others have said earlier, AI is not actually new to me, and I've been using it for some time. But now tonight, you just made me gain more grounds on what to use and where. And in fact, I'd seen the AI introduced by WhatsApp, but I didn't really think it could generate anything like images. So you give me another insight to it. And I really say thank you for posting it in the Landers group. I'm so grateful to myself. I actually didn't lose it. I picked it immediately and registered earlier. And so I would say a big thank you to you guys. It was wonderful time.
IK, over to you.
Yeah, for me, like Alan said, I've just been processing what I'm going to use this new information for, especially as regards personal development. You know, it's going to tell me a lot of things that I need to know. So I'm just going to start a new chapter of grace with this, with what I've heard today. I'm going to really explore it, and so I really want to thank Habiba, and thank you so much, Mercy, for this opportunity.
Great, thank you, Stella. Over to you.
Oh yeah, thank you so much, Mercy and Habiba. Thanks for your insight and thanks for what you actually told me. You know what I did? I actually went on ChatGPT, and my response to you guys, I actually used ChatGPT to do it. So I can't wait for you guys to read it. I hope you would like it, because I've actually looked into how I will, because that's how I learn. You know, I do it instantly.
Yeah.
So I've gone on ChatGPT. I typed in what I'm going to be doing, what I'm going to be using AI for, and it's given me insight into how I'm going to be using coaching, how I'm going to be getting scenarios in terms of my presentation and what I'm going to be. So please read it. You'll enjoy it.
Thank you so much, Stella.
Brilliant. So on that note, I think we can wrap it up. I'm going to hand over to Mercy to wrap up.
Sincerely, remember the quotes that I shared with you earlier? That is what has driven me. I'm new to tech. You would think, oh, Mercy has been doing tech all of her life. That's my classmate right there, my secondary school classmate, Stella. I just got into tech. Midlife crisis drove me to tech, but it's been the best experience that has happened to me. So we're going to have another webinar. I'd encourage you to do it, because for me, I want to have this conversation. It might be something else. There are so many things about AI that we have not uncovered. When I showed it to the current client, I just got a job with Lagos State Government, a big conference that is coming up. And I went to her office. I knew she was struggling about something. I said, what is it? And I did it. You know how it is that you're so knowledgeable, and at the end of the day, you just take these things for granted, like, Shebi is just this one. And I just saw she was just awestruck when I did a lot of the things that I did, and she couldn't believe the efficiency that came out of what I've done for her. So AI is integrated into our lives. It's not going anywhere. And sincerely, it's up to you to learn. It's up to you to make the best of the experience. AI is a reality. It's not going anywhere, and I appreciate you. And if you have not given your feedback, I'm reading some of the feedback. I actually wanted to give a shout out to everyone that has done comment on the post. Alan, thank you so much. Please.
Sorry, Mercy, they're asking for the YouTube link as well.
For the YouTube link for those that want to watch. Okay. I will drop the YouTube link in the same post. The prompts that we use today is there. The resources Abiba has shared is there. And the what else do I want to say? Everything is going to be on that post so that you can refer to it even 2 years from now. All right. On this note, I want to sincerely thank you. Thank you for being part of the experience. Thank you so, so much. I honor you all. I appreciate you all for coming. When we share the next flyer, please, please make sure that you actually share with your friends. Make sure that you help us to amplify. Alone, I can do so much, but together we can do so much more. Do you know who said that quote? Does anybody know who said that quote? And I asked who would like to be my guest in the next AI series. And maybe you might come with a problem that we can easily solve just like this. The goal of this session is to have a solution. Can I appreciate everyone? And in one word, Ellen Keller, indeed. Alone, I can do so much, but together we can do so much more. Ellen Keller. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for being here. Do not forget to drop your comment. It's very, very important. I'm very big on feedback, and I know that it will bring us a lot of joy to read your comment and your feedback. It would go a long way to just continue to help us or help me to push, because this is a lot that we are giving out of our time and our sacrifice, because what we have known, we can only share, and that way it makes the world go round.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Merci beaucoup. Sosongo, Sunu.
Gute Nacht. And vielen Dank. All right.
And do not forget to connect with Abiba and I on LinkedIn. I've dropped the link.
Bye.
Connect.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Ashifo.
Ashifo, no. All of it. Thank you.